Hey, what's up guys? How you doing? It's me, Mr. 4K Upscaler. On this video, I just want to show you why HDR plays a huge role on FIFA 18. And I'm gonna kind of walk you through it and explain why. I chose purposely to do this video on sunset time zone. So basically it's on a sunset. That's the time zone we're in on, like what, 7 o'clock, 7:30 summer sunset time. And I just want you to pay attention to the jersey and the reflection on the jersey on these players. Look at, for example, this other player over there on the right. And while I'm moving, and just look at the reflection of the sunrise. I don't know if you guys can see it, but just keep looking. For example, right here. Here's a good example. Hold on. Let's look at it from this side. Okay, like right here. And look at the reflection right here from the sunrise right there as the player it's moving. That's HDR at its best. And same thing here, like on the right side of his jersey. Look. And even you can see it here on the ball. Like here's a good example, like right on the ball, right here. You can clearly see the reflection of the sunrise on the right side here, and then being overshadowed right here on the left. So on the right you see the sunset being reflected, and then right here on the left you see the shadow being overshadowed. And that's HDR. That's what HDR does. It represents it perfectly, as you guys can see it here. And this is why I highly recommend FIFA 18 over PES 2018, because FIFA 18, you see, like right here, you see how perfectly it's rendering that HDR, like right here on the left part of the jersey. You have to remember there's three things being played out here on FIFA, on EA Sports, which I have to give them credit for. Number one, they have Frostbite Engine, that brand new Frostbite Engine that was specifically used for this game. Also, it's the same engine that was used for Battlefield 1, which looks fantastic. So they utilized a very powerful engine, Frostbite Engine, into this game, which also helps with volumetric lighting, higher textures, stuff like that, shadows, okay? Now, when you have a really good engine like that, then you add a higher pixel density ratio of 3840 by 2160 pixel by pixel in a native 4K resolution with high dynamic range 10, then you truly get the creme de la creme of this game. Even the people on the stadium here, they're being reflected by the sunset and overshadowed by the stadium. And you can clearly see that here. Just look at this, like right here, for example. Just keep an eye on that sunset right here on this player and that player. And look when I use the slow motion. Just look at that reflection. You see that? Okay, let me get my low light a little bit situated here. Like this, just a tiny little bit. And look, let's go backwards. Let me rewind backwards like in Minority Report. I feel like I'm Tom Cruise in Minority Report. You know. You guys ever seen that movie? It's kind of like that. The precogs are predicting the HDR is going to be great here. And I know it's hard for you guys to see this, and the only reason I'm doing it like this, it's to analyze it. I'm commentating and I'm analyzing it and letting you know what I'm seeing. And look right here. Here's another great example of the sunset being over reflected and then overshadowed, both on the players, on the field, and on the stadium right here. By the way, the TV I'm using here, it's TCL 55-inch P605 model. It supports HDR and Dolby Vision, meaning it has static metadata and dynamic metadata. And one of the cool features about this TV is full array of local dimming, and that's the only reason I got it, honestly. It's actually two reasons why I got it: full array of local dimming and Dolby Vision. Plus Roku, it's a bonus to the fact that you get a Roku with all the 4K goodies. You get a Roku that's $120, $130 by itself, but you already get built-in Roku in there. So having that Roku in there, it's a big bonus. You know what I mean? For the money that I paid for it. And now look at the stadium, look at the players, and then look at the sun reflecting and overshadowing the players. Especially here, when I made a spin here, you will see that sun flare. You see that flare reflecting perfectly, right there. See it? There it is, right there. There's the sunset. Now what I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna move my low light a little bit so you guys can see what I'm talking about. Just a tiny little bit. Like there, you see that? That's exactly what I'm talking about. And just look at the detail. Even on his shoes, you can see the reflection right here. You can see the reflection of the sunset and then being overshadowed right here because there's there's nothing there. The sun's coming here, sun setting on the west, and this is east, and on the east it's overshadowed by the stadium. So this is what HDR is really all about, honestly. It's about bringing you that natural look and feel of the picture. That's what it's really about. It's not about oversaturating the colors. It's not about overblowing your white brights and or crushing your deep dark levels. It's not about that. It's about equilibrium of natural feel and look of the picture. And that's what high dynamic range does. And I know it's hard for you guys to see that through this camera. There's no way that you can depict that through this camera, but I do this as an analysis. Think of it like a commentary, like when you are watching a commentary on a Blu-ray, one of the directors or whoever it is out there, production designer, producer, etc., talking about the movie and whatnot. In this case, I'm talking about the HDR, and I'm analyzing the HDR here. And look at it, like, look, keep an eye here, and look, it's gonna get darker now as I'm moving it. That's HDR doing its job. Look at the ball. And look, see right here, there's a shadow over here, and then there's a light reflecting from the sunset. That's as real as it gets, fellas. And the reason I'm doing this is to give you an idea as to why HDR is so important. And as to why you should spend $60 on FIFA 18 and then wait till Thanksgiving and get Pro Evolution Soccer for like $30. Okay? Because for right now, currently, FIFA 18 is better because it has that native 4K. It has that HDR. Especially the Xbox One X version. I'm pretty sure Xbox One X version will be able to utilize the higher textures even higher. You know what I mean? With the HDR native 4K. Which I'm definitely going to check. As a matter of fact, I'm going to check all of the sports game on Xbox One X, from NBA 2K18, FIFA 18, Madden 18, NBA Live, and of course, what's the other one that's out there? Project Cars 2. All of them will be tested. So there's plenty of tests for the Xbox One X. It's not just the exclusive that they have with that Forza. There's plenty of other games to be tested with the Xbox One X, the enhanced version of the games. And we're not that far away, man. We're like a month, or less than a month away from it. So getting closer. And just look right here. I mean, I don't know if this doesn't look natural and real to you, then I don't know. I rest my case. I guess nothing will give you any satisfaction of convincing here. Just look at that stadium. Let's change, like right here. Here's another great example. Like right here. Just look at that HDR doing its magic. And look right here. Look at the HDR like doing its magic here as well. And look right here, like on the stadium. Look at that stadium. And look at the clouds, and everything's being represented in a true depth of field, three-dimensional look to it. That's what HDR does, fellas. And even here, look at this. Look at the stadium. Look how everything's being reflected on the stadium from the sunset onto the field. Now, if you have a OLED TV C7 65-inch, or if you have a A1E Sony 65-inch, then you're truly going to just be in heaven tomorrow with FIFA 18. You'll probably call in sick and play the career mode and tournaments, whatever. That's how good it's gonna look, because you're getting the best treatment ever. You're getting that native 4K resolution, high dynamic range, and Frostbite Engine, which also enhances the graphics with PlayStation 4 Pro, including higher textures, volumetric light, texture filtering. I'm sorry, anti-aliasing, I forgot the name of. There's another thing that's called for texture filtering. There's a phrase, there's a word, technical word, that's being used for texture filtering. It goes up from 8 times to 10 times to 16 times. I forgot the name of it, honestly. I used to know it, I forgot it. But it's nonetheless, it's just a nickname, but it's the same thing. It's a texture filtering that's rendering that texture filtering to a much higher detail. So the textures on the stadium, on the players, they look more detailed, like by 16 times. I don't think PlayStation 4 Pro is using 16 times. They're most likely using 4 times, or maybe 8 times, but most likely 4 times texture filtering here. And then look here, like another great example right here. And then here. Just look at that sunset overshadowing and reflecting on each player. It just looks amazing. Look right here. Here's another great example. Just look at the reflection of that sunset. This is all due to a great HDR here. And if you have a bigger TV, you're definitely going to see every detail. If you have like a 70-inch 4K TV with a high peak brightness, let's say you have a QLED that's 78-inch, Q9 QLED 78-inch with HDR and that 2000 peak brightness nits. Bro, you're gonna be like in heaven. I'm serious, dude. And it's not just the HDR, but look at the detail, the graphical detail that's represented on each player here. Look at that as well. And I really don't understand why GameSpot, or it's a GameStop, I'm sorry, or GameSpot, that's my bad. Why is it the GameSpot gave this game a 7? I would definitely give it like 8.9 or something, but I wouldn't go as far as 7. This game has a lot of features, has a lot of goodies inside, and for them to give it 7, it's kind of like. But look, I don't care about the reviews. I don't read reviews. I just look at it to see what they have to say, but I don't take it for granted as to what they are saying, because I know that I'm the one at the end of the day that's going to decide, like, whether or not this is the game that I want. And look right here. Look at that level of detail. Even on his shoes right here. It's just mind-boggling. So hopefully this video kind of gives you an idea. I know that most of you are educated and understand how HDR works, but this is for people who are kind of new to 4K. There's a lot of people that know about 4K that much. I have a brother, he doesn't know that much about 4K and HDR, so I do these videos for people who are like newcomers. I'm trying to do this like in layman terms, in basic terms. I try to give you the basic knowledge, basic understanding of how HDR works. Majority of technical gurus, they will like use the technical language, and they use the grayscale, and they use this, and they use chroma, and nits brightness, and all this other stuff, and luminous. So they would use all this technical jargon, and you would get confused. Then you wouldn't understand as to like, what is he talking about? Now, if you are a professional calibrator and somebody who is into this stuff and understands all of that technical jargon, then for you, you will understand that language. But for basic everyday Joe and everyday Mary who have no clue what all of this stuff does, that's what I try to do. I try to explain it to you in a basic terms, and that's why I do these videos. So yeah, go ahead, pick up FIFA 18. Looks fantastic. It has a lot of cool features in it. It has the journey again. It has fully licensed clubs, countries, career modes, season modes, everything. Plus 4K HDR, and the multiplayer is very rich as well. So yeah, FIFA 18 for sure. There's no question about it. So there you have it, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you guys probably with Project Cars 2. Maybe tomorrow, Project Cars 2. Who knows? And I know I still got E.T. I still got Close Encounters of the Third Kind. I still got a bunch of stuff to do. All of that stuff will be on Thursday and Friday, I promise you. You will see all of that on Thursday and Friday. I promise you that. And yes, you will see Forza on Friday as well. And you will see a comparison between PC version of Forza 7 and Project Cars 2. That'll be done as well. All right. Thank you for watching. Love you all. Have a good one. And take care of yourself. This is Mr. 4K Upscaler, out.